It's Arsenal against Manchester United. It's live, it's exclusive, it's only on TalkSport. Our referee tonight is Andre Mariner, wearing a jade green jersey, and he looks under his watch, blows his whistle, and gets us off and underway, with Manchester United having turned Arsenal around and shooting from left to right in the first half, all in black, and Arsenal in those familiar red jerseys with white sleeves and white shorts and socks, shooting from right to left in this first 45 minutes. Arsene Wenger had a terrible record against Jose Mourinho, but did beat him on the 16th time of asking at the end of last season. However, it was probably a bit hollow, actually, because United at the time had long since taken their eye off the ball and switched their priorities. But who will win this afternoon when it really matters to both? The ball is pinged from the right side out to the left by Özil to Kolasinac, who's deep inside his own half. He's beaten to it by the retreating Valencia, and then Lingard scutters down the touchline and sees it back to David De Gea. It's 0-0. You're listening to TalkSport. Kolasinac forward to Ramsey, who produced several good touches in that game against Huddersfield on Wednesday night. The ball is shepherded back by Lindelof to De Gea, and it's up through the centre of the pitch looking for Lukaku. Here he is holding the ball up and then losing it very quickly, and he's going to have to improve in front of goal, Lukaku, isn't he? I saw him on Tuesday night in the game at Vicarage Road, where he missed an absolute sitter of an opportunity, and there's certainly a lack of confidence there. It's 1 goal in 11 games for United now.
I think the fact that big Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't on the bench today, and looks like a little bit of a setback in his rehabilitation, might play into Lukaku's hands. I think he needs to be confident.
Young down the left-hand side trying to get the ball into the box. It bounces off Bellerin, goes behind and away for the first corner of the game to Manchester United. Lukaku was certainly in there and waiting for that delivery. Didn't reach him on this occasion, but it was picked up well by Lingard in the number 10 position. He shepherded it out wide left, and Young did the rest, and he's been in great form recently.
Yeah, his goals the other night, I mean, the second goal was a whopper, wasn't it? Fantastic free kick, no chance for Gomez.
Young delivers the cross into the box, aims towards Pogba, who rises, glances it towards the back post, and it skims off that blonde streak of hair which is running down the right side of his head, and now to play and away for a goal kick away to our right, and an early let-off for Manchester United. I'm not sure it's raining outside, but it looks like it's a bit damp in the air. Away to our right in the far corner opposite us. We're just right at the back of the lowest tier at the Emirates, and the main stand right at the halfway line. Away to our right-hand side, the Manchester United fans are over in the corner behind Petr Cech's goal. He's wearing a bright orange goalkeeping outfit today. His kick goes up the middle, but it's reasonably defended by Manchester United, who had it back momentarily and lost it again. It's now with Özil, tries to go beyond Lingard and runs towards the right. He's a target for Manchester United, apparently, and when asked about that in the press conference yesterday, Jose Mourinho just smiled, cheeky grin, said no comment.
Guilty then, eh? He does want him. I'm just looking at the way the two sides have lined up. Manchester United very, very similar to the way they did against Watford during the week. 3 at the back, Lindelof, Smalling and Rojo. Wing backs of Ashley Young and Antonio Valencia, and then you've got Matic holding the middle of the park as he does so well, with Lingard and Pogba either side of him, and Anthony Martial and Romelu Lukaku up front. Arsenal, that kind of 3-4-3 formation. Kolasinac is a wing back. Been intercepted.
It's picked up by Valencia, ahead of Kolasinac, shifts it on to Pogba. Pogba on the edge of the D, back to Valencia. Went to strike, does strike through the legs of the goalkeeper and in. And Arsenal have made a mistake. Manchester United have pounced, and they've scored inside the first 4 minutes of the game at the Emirates. Well, they're ruthless when given opportunities like that, Jose Mourinho's team, and it was a real mistake by Kolasinac in the left wing-back position. He was nabbed by Valencia, who put them on the front foot, exchanged passes on the edge of the area, and then from the right edge of the box, he slammed it through the legs of Petr Cech to make it Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1.
Very, very sloppy. I mean, it's a great finish from Antonio Valencia. Keeps his composure in there. But the danger of switching a ball on the edge of your own box. They switch a ball out to Kolasinac. Great anticipation from Antonio Valencia. He jumps in front of Kolasinac, steals in, finds himself 1v1 against Monreal, squares him up and just lets fire across Petr Cech. I think Cech will be a little bit disappointed. I'm not blaming Petr Cech, but it goes straight through his legs, and Manchester United have a huge advantage here, Sam.
Yeah, what were they saying this week? Tweeting pictures of the three numbers of the defenders that occupy those back three positions for Arsenal, banging on about the fact that they'd kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Well, it's taken just 4 minutes for Manchester United to undo Monreal, Mustafi and Koscielny, and it's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, I don't think they've helped themselves, though. I'm almost certain it was Koscielny who played that square pass. I mean, what he was doing in the central area of midfield, or the deep line midfield role, I don't know. And as you say, we were just about to talk through the way they were playing. It's a back 5 now at this moment in time, with Bellerin on the right-hand side, Koscielny, Mustafi and Monreal as the kind of 3 central defenders, Kolasinac out on the left, and then you've got Aaron Ramsey and Xhaka in the middle, and then the front 3 of Lacazette, Sanchez and Ozil.
Great for the game that Manchester United have scored first in it, and it means that Arsenal have got to come out really and attack them. Here is Alexis Sanchez. Well, just great for the game that there's an early goal in it.
Well, I haven't done a 0-0 yet, so I'm surprised you're surprised, mate. I haven't had one this season, so...
Well, it's just all that defensive steel that Arsenal had shown in the last 3 games. I just thought, maybe it's going to be 0-0 today. Lindelof on the edge of the 18-yard box. He plays a square ball into Valencia, who clears upfield looking for Lukaku. It was excellent from Valencia. I don't think we can praise him too highly for it. One, his anticipation, and then his finish. It's his second goal of the season, by the way. The other goal he got was against Everton earlier in the campaign. He's 32, but he looks about 23.
He just seems to be getting better and better, doesn't he, Antonio Valencia? I mean, we were laughing a few weeks back when we did the United game. We were saying, if somebody had told you 8 years ago, 10 years ago, that Ashley Young would be Man United's left back and Valencia would be the right back, you'd be very surprised. But I mean, both of them have been exceptional. Ashley Young, the difference between the two sides during the week at Watford, and Valencia's got Manchester United on the front foot. So, I mean, credit to Mourinho, Sam. I don't know about you, but the fact that he's picked Martial and the fact that he's picked Lukaku and kind of gone a 3-5-2 really, obviously
Jesse Lingard almost slipping into midfield at times as well, which has got to be praised, because you wouldn't have expected that, and maybe that's why he has picked him as opposed to Marcus Rashford. Good start from United, who lead by a goal to 0 on TalkSport. Here is Ramsey up to Özil, then on to Xhaka on the edge of the 18-yard box. In the wide left position is Kolasinac, who sends it back to Granit Xhaka, the Swiss international player. Gives it to Özil, the German, then on to Kolasinac, the Bosnian, and Arsenal circulating the ball but coming away from goal rather than towards it once again. You're listening to TalkSport with Sky Sports, and don't forget you can watch that Antonio Valencia goal on the Sky Sports app at no extra cost if you're a Sky TV customer with Sky Sports. A foul there by Chris Smalling, 5 yards back from the edge of the penalty area, just left of centre on Alexis Sanchez. The free kick has been given in striking range.
I mean, it is a foul. Sanchez goes to ground quite easily because he knows it's a nice position to be able to have a shot at David De Gea's goal, but a little bit lazy from Smalling. Probably a little bit guilty of, going in, getting it overly tight with Alexis Sanchez. He's got such a low turning circle that you always have to be mindful of that low centre of gravity. He just flips it round the corner and obviously gets the other side of Smalling. Smalling reaches out, just clips his heels, and a good opportunity for Alexis Sanchez to test David De Gea here.
Well, he was forced off with a groin injury against Huddersfield, Alexis Sanchez, and he's placed the ball down just left of centre, right-footed, drives it towards the top of the wall. It smashes off the wall and comes back out again. Özil picks it up, sends it infield.
Big wall, wasn't it? Big wall.
Well, they're a huge physical specimen, aren't they, Manchester United? Loads of them over 6 foot. Pogba, Matic.
That wall there had Pogba and Matic in, and I was thinking how Sanchez could have get it up and over the land of the Giants.
Smalling.
You notice it when you see these against this side, this Arsenal side, probably barring Koscielny and Mustafi. I mean, they're struggling for players over 6 foot. And you look at the United side,
they're everywhere. Here's Pogba trying to bring the ball out from midfield. It's intercepted by Monreal down the left for Arsenal, who trail by a goal to 0. So the goal scored by Antonio Valencia gets to the byline. Özil pulls it back. Kolasinac flashes through the 6-yard area. It's defended well by Rocco and cleared away into the right full-back area for Manchester United. And Paul Pogba, who plays it off Monreal, wins the throwing down in front of us. And the referee's assistant on this near side, Simon Beck. gives the throw in to Manchester United, and quite rightly so. That was a dangerous cross though by Kolasinac into the 6-yard box. There was no one there to gobble it up.
Well, we're just saying about the size of Manchester United. Obviously they're a threat from set plays because they tower over some of the Arsenal players here, but then that's the flip side of it, Sam. Them little give and goes, them little 1-2s we've seen for Sanchez getting a free kick off small, and that small turn and circle, low centres of gravity. You know, the big upright players of Manchester United will find that problems as they shown there. That little give and go gets to the byline, and it's actually good defending from Rojo to clear it away.
Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. You're listening to Talk Sport live at the Emirates with Sam Matterface and Joey Barton here. Here is Shkodran Mustafi being chased and harassed by Lingard, and Lingard's won it, giving it to Lukaku. He skipped past him, played it on to Martial. Little touch onto Lingard. This will be a beautiful goal. It is a beautiful goal as it comes back to Jesse Lingard, and he scoops it past Cech off the inside of the post and in, and it's Manchester United who lead by 2-0. What a move that was. Another mistake at the back by Arsenal, pressed high up by Manchester United. They won it back, and then they went on a lightning quick move to slice open the Arsenal defence, and Jesse Lingard provided the finishing touch. It's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2.
And you were talking, Sam, to say why is Jesse Lingard selected today ahead of Marcus Rashford? Well, he's just proven it. You know, he's just pure endeavour. He doesn't give up. He chases a lost cause. Mustafi actually turns inside and gets away from him, but he just keeps going. Plays a little give and go with Anthony Martial. And what a goal from Manchester United. You have to criticise the turnover of possession from Mustafi. He's now down on the turf. Whether he's feigning injury or not, I'm not sure, but
well, is he claiming that he was injured after Lingard robbed him?
It might just be embarrassment. I mean, you have to give Manchester United the credit. You know, they've pressed Arsenal high up the pitch, got the mistake, forced the mistake really from Mustafi, and they're now in a commanding position. A fantastic finish from Jesse Lingard. He still had a lot to do when he got in one-on-one with Peter Cech, but he finished it like a man in form. Well,
yesterday, during the press conference, Jose Mourinho brought up the movie involving Bjorn Borg and John McEnroe. I don't think he quite compared the rivalry with Arsene Wenger to that of those two great tennis players. However, right now, Manchester United have got match point.
This game is poised fantastically well for us because Manchester United now are in cruise control here, the way they're set up, the pace they've got in the team with Martial, Lingard and Lukaku, and Arsenal have to come out and take them on. I'm not sure whether Mustafi's going to come back on. Looks like he's chucked it in here. I think made a mistake and binned it.
It looks like Iwobi is going to end up having to come on, and that's an odd replacement in the fact that now Manchester United will then have to, Arsenal will have to change their system, or they will put two players who were recognised fullbacks at the beginning of the season, Monreal and Kolasinac, into the back three, and Iwobi will go out as left wing back.
I think they'll go to 4 at the back. It looks like they've already got that shape, but the matchup then of Nacho Monreal in a one-on-one against Romelu Lukaku was a huge mismatch. I mean, Arsenal are in dire straits here, Sam. They've got to do something offensively to try and get back in the game, and this could play. It looks like Mustafi's binning it, as you say. I think he's absolutely binned it. He's given the ball away.
What do you mean by that? He's absolutely binned it. What do you mean? You think that he's not injured and that he's so embarrassed by what's happened he's going to go off as a result?
I think he's binned it. I honestly think he's thrown the towel in. He's given the ball away to Lingard. They go and make it 2-0. Even if you're injured, you've got to come back on and try and run that off. Unless there's I could be out of order here, Sam. He could have a serious injury, but he's just walked off the pitch, limping.
We shall see. Here's Ramsey on the edge of the United penalty area, shut that down by Lingard, picked up by Matic, and then turned by Pogba and run towards halfway. They're flying in with challenges here, Arsenal, but weren't really connecting until Xhaka came across. Iwobi's still not on the pitch. The Arsenal fans getting incredibly frustrated, and you can't blame them. They're 2-0 down against Manchester United. We haven't even played 15 minutes yet. Here's Sanchez picking the ball up just outside the area, scooping it forward. It's flicked on by Özil. Wasn't a great header. Matic tried to get it away. Wasn't a great clearance. It's better from Lingard, who helps it towards halfway. Lukaku wrestles, wins, but then loses out to Koscielny. Bit more fight about Arsenal here as Lacazette sprints into the right wing position, produces a cross, but it's not a very good one. He thrashed it more than anything else against Rocco, who's now wrestling with him. It goes out for Arsenal's first corner of the game. It's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2. Valencia and Lingard for Manchester United scoring the goal, and here is the substitution. Iwobi is on and Mustafi is off.
Well, I don't know whether that's a tactical one or Mustafi. He did go straight down the tunnel, so I felt he'd binned it personally.
Here is the corner taken by Özil in towards the near post. Good header away by Romelu Lukaku. Rose up well and nodded it clear of the penalty area. Recycled by Ramsey out to the right side. Offside flag is up. And it's going to be a free kick to Manchester United on the left edge of the 6-yard box away to our left. You're listening to Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2. Talk Sport with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can watch that Jesse Lingard goal on the Sky Sports app at no extra cost if you're a Sky TV customer with Sky Sports.
And how stupid are them Instagram, social media, Twitter pictures with your top off, giving it the big one during the week. Now look, they've made 2 ricks to give Manchester United a commanding position in this game. Every time I see that, people with the tops off, I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Fair enough, you win the league or you win a trophy, but what are you doing? You've only won 3 points against Huddersfield at home. You head out the sand. And
from what I understand and what I saw on Wednesday night, they weren't very good for most of the game. And Arsene Wenger's actually acknowledged that in his programme notes today. He said, once we went to 1-0, there was a bit of fear. And there's certainly a bit of fear now as Lingard sprints away down the right-hand side, ran out of room this time. And Jose Mourinho comes out, has a word with him, picks him up and takes him back towards the centre circle. Arsenal have a throw. Jose Mourinho turned up today in black slacks, black shoes, dark jacket and a black roll neck, looking very much the milk tray man.
I was just going to say that he looked like he was coming to do a job, didn't he? And so far his side are doing it for him. They're all in black as well, so phenomenal performance from Manchester United in the first 10-15 minutes. They've shown a real desire to come here and win a football match. We were talking beforehand, Sam, about how poor Mourinho's record had been. He hadn't won it against any of the big 6 in 11. I mean, I'm not saying they're home and dry yet, but what a commanding position they now have.
Well, they have a corner, Arsenal, way to our right. They send it into the box and Smalling heads it into the air. It's dropped to Arsenal's shirt but didn't go anywhere near the target. Collected by Pogba, who's now leading a counter-charge. He gets up to halfway. He was fouled, but the referees allow play on because they have the advantage. And Lukaku is sprinting away. Down the right. Fancy's taking on Ramsey. Brushes him aside too easily. Lingard wants the pull back. The ball went towards the edge of the 6-yard box instead to Martial. And it was cleared away by Koscielny. And Arsenal get away with one.
Romelu Lukaku has just gone past Aaron Ramsey like Aaron Ramsey was in quicksand. Just knocked the ball past him and absolutely smoked him. I mean, the physical mismatch, which we've already outlined here, was in stark evidence there. As he went down the right-hand side, Ramsey went towards him, and Lukaku just edged out his arm, his big, beefy arm, and just pushed him away as if to say, do yourself a favour, don't even bother. I'm looking through this Manchester United side here, and barring Ashley Young and Jesse Lingard, every single one of them's huge physical specimen. And the Arsenal side, I mean, there's Koscielny, but Koscielny's just been standing right next to Romelu Lukaku, and he's nowhere near the size of him. It looks a physical mismatch, and Arsenal, I think when you look at this Arsenal side, for all the talent and all the ability they have, they've got to show more in open play, because they don't think they'll be getting anything from set plays here.
Here comes Valencia again down the right-hand side as Arsenal have to get on the back foot once again. It's towards Lukaku at the far post, doesn't reach it, but Ashley Young does. He slams it goalwards, blocked by Xhaka, comes back out to Matic on the edge of the area. Then Anthony Martial tries to turn round Ramsey, and Ramsey intervenes and sends Özil away. He speeds through the centre circle. Arsenal on the attack here with Alex Iwobi, who goes past Pogba, sends the ball into the box, might fall for Sanchez here. It's smuggled behind by the United defence. There was a bit of pushing and shoving going on, and Lacazette ended up in a crumpled heap by the post away to our left-hand side, but the ball ended up going out for a corner.
Manchester United had a great chance to make it 3-0 there. Really incisive attack from them. They found themselves with an overload in the Arsenal box. Arsenal defence all over the shop, and then a classic counter-attack from Arsenal. What a game we've got so far, Sam?
Well, it's end-to-end stuff at the moment, and we've had chances at both ends, but Manchester United have taken 2 of those. They lead by 2-0. The corner is defended by Matic. It comes back out towards the 6-yard box. Oh, it's smuggled home. Rojo ends up falling on top of a Arsenal body inside the 6-yard box. Lacazette, I think it was, and the ball squirmed away to safety as far as Manchester United are concerned. But a couple of nervy moments there for the Manchester United defence. Initially, Rojo with his arm right across the chest of Lacazette, and then ended up on his back.
Well, we've seen Arsenal get a penalty last week at Burnley for something that had a lot less contact than what Marcus Rojo did on Alexander Lacazette there. I mean, initially the ball comes in, it's comfortably won by the land of the Giants, that's Manchester United, but they don't clear the header. Matic's header goes up in the air, Xhaka wins the second ball, puts it back in the danger area, and I think Arsenal a little bit unlucky not to have had a penalty there. I think that could have easily been given a penalty had the referee seen it.
You might want to talk about that on the full-time phone in a little bit later on with Joey, 08717 2233 44. You might want to talk about Scotland and Celtic today, where they continue their unbeaten surge with a victory over Motherwell in the Championship. Sunderland losing at home to Reading. Chris Coleman in charge now, but it's difficult to turn around those home fortunes for those Sunderland supporters. In the Premier League, Chelsea winners, Tottenham drawing at Watford. Here's Ramsey, edge of the area, just back from the centre of the D, strikes it low and hard and into the arms of David De Gea, who I must say I think is a fabulous goalkeeper, but I am not sure about that tiny little ponytail that he's now got right on the top of his head. Ball cleared away up towards the halfway line.
I've had one of them, I think, a top knot in the past. Yeah, not as snazzy as De Gea's.
That's not a top knot. There's a bit of a panic from Ashley Young, who fell over as he went to clear on the edge of his own penalty area, then had to, whilst he was on the ground, scoop it out to the far side, but ended up giving away a corner to Arsenal. It's their 4th, and that's 3 in a row now for Arsenal.
It's more of a rat's tail, isn't it, really, from De Gea?
Here is the corner from sort towards the back post. He's looking for Kolasinac. It's cleared away. Comes out to Ramsey, who strikes it. Big deflection, takes it onto the roof of the net. And it was offside. A deflection off Lacazette. I think the offside flag, as you say, was already up. And it goes over the top and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. I'll give you the latest odds from Betfair, Matchday Live's official betting partner on Talk Sport. A £25 pre-match bet on Manchester United, which means now you can cash out for 56 quid. The latest odds right now, Arsenal 13-2, United 11-4 on. The draw 4-1, and cash out is available on single or accumulator bets to take your winnings before the end of the match.
I think Jesse Lingard's in trouble here, Sam.
Available on selected markets. Conditions apply. Full terms and conditions. 18 plus. Please gamble aware. Yeah, he's had a bit of treatment after that ball spiralled behind and away for a goal kick to Manchester United. And Jose Mourinho is just consulting with his medical staff, and he is getting some rather intense treatment. Looks like he's going to be okay. Just had to be checked out. Manchester United taking pause, a little time out for them to consult. And they had conceded a bit of possession and a few attacks in the last few minutes. Maybe they're just taking this opportunity just to take the sting out of Arsenal.
Ander Herrera won't be happy. He's just been sent to get warm in a couple of minutes, so he's sprinting up and down the touchline. He looked disappointed. He's just seen Jesse Lingard signal he's all right, and he's out of breath, and he's going to walk back to the Manchester United bench now. And I mean, you don't want to lose Lingard. He's been fantastic in these opening exchanges.
It won't be the first time today, I think, that Ander Herrera has been disappointed either, because many believed that Matic wasn't going to make it, and the fact that he did means that we don't see Ander Herrera from the start today. And Manchester United have got the same team that they used at Watford on Tuesday night when they won by 4-2, and they're already 2 goals to the good here. What they can't afford to do, which is what they did actually in the game against Watford, is just take their foot off the accelerator a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that at the Emirates. But Arsenal have got enough quality, you know, with Ozil and Lacazette and Sanchez on the pitch to open you up at any stage. And 2-0 is a very dangerous scoreline. You know, if you're Manchester United, you'll be waiting and hoping that this lack of shape or whatever it is for Arsenal, they've been so used to having a back 3, and now they're into a back 4, and you hope a lack of shape or a lack of discipline will give you the opportunity to put this game to bed.
Well, it's a lack of discipline that's cost Arsenal so far in the game. 2 big mistakes which have resulted in 2 goals for Manchester United. Let's be honest, there was some craft involved in that too from Manchester United, and that's why it's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2. Here is Monreal on the halfway line. He's forward towards Alexis Sanchez, who's trying to get the better of Lindelof. Lindelof goes with him, chasing him everywhere. It's played out to Ramsey, the Welshman, who's got some space down that right-hand side if he can find him for Bellerin. Bellerin goes across there, doesn't reach. It's away by Ashley Young, and then picked up on the far side by Manchester United, who are attempting to clear through. Anthony Martial is down by the corner flag. They're looking to play their way out of trouble. Lingard is across there. The ball goes out of play. It's away for a Manchester United throw. And I mentioned to you right at the very top of the commentary, Joey, that Jose Mourinho is taking his side to other members of the top 6 8 times since being a Manchester United manager. They've scored once, but I'm sure it's something to do with his disdain for Arsene Wenger that he's managed to double that tally in 15 minutes here.
Well, stats just got, they've gone out the window, and I think, even the most ardent Manchester United fan would have been very, very surprised to be 2-0 up after 15 minutes at the Emirates.
They usually set up to defend in these games, don't they?
I mean, he did pick a more offensive side, They've got Matic holding the centre of the park, but then Pogba and Lingard had advanced of him. And then you've got Martial in and around and supporting Romelu Lukaku. So it is a bit more of an adventurous side that Jose Mourinho selected today, as opposed to maybe the Manchester United side that went to Anfield earlier on in the season and were guilty of stinking the gaff out.
He said in his press conference yesterday, and I noted this down because I thought it would be in a completely different situation. When we have the ball, we're going to attack with 11 players. Even the goalkeeper needs to know what to do when we have the ball. We're going to go for them. And I've put here on my notes, we shall see.
Well, they forced into it. I know Fellaini's out injured, and you've got Eric Bailly and Phil Jones out injured. So was he kind of forced into it a little bit, in terms of the personnel he had available for selection?
Arsenal giving the ball away again, and marauding forward is Pogba into Lukaku, back into midfield, and Martial. Lovely little flick by him onto Martial. Lukaku, Martial. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters. Picked up again by Martial. Down the right-hand side, he drives. He's got company, but he manages to scoot past them. The return from Lukaku isn't a good one. He plays wall ball with Xhaka. It comes back to him again, but he can't control. And Arsenal then bring it away. Aaron Ramsey, I think there's a sniper in the building. He's just been shot. He's on the floor now.
Yeah,
he's back
from
up again.
Lukaku. Well, Arsenal synonymous with playing intricate, passing short, sharp football in the opponent's half. Well, Manchester United are doing to Arsenal what Arsenal do to everybody else. Phenomenal interplay from Martial, Pogba and Lukaku there, and we haven't seen any of this so far yet from this Arsenal side,
And it's built on endeavour, isn't it? It starts with everybody going, pressing, winning the ball back, and then they play.
Well, they're on the front foot, so they're intent on disrupting this Arsenal back line as soon as they get the ball.
Iwobi onto Özil, edge of the D. I don't know what he was doing there, but it didn't reach an Arsenal shirt. It comes back to Ramsey, but it's cleared away, and off they go again. Pogba leading the charge. He's got Lukaku with him. He decides to switch and turn and play it out towards the left-hand side instead, where Anthony Martial picks it up. He runs towards Koscielny. He's about 10 yards short of the penalty area when he cuts it back to Lingard. Lingard travels a couple of steps forward, back out to Martial again. Lukaku waiting in the centre, but there's no one else there. Manchester United just slowed a little bit here, and it's gone back to Ashley Young midway inside the Arsenal half. Matic now just taking a little bit more care with the ball rather than trying to rush the offensive. Gone back all the way to Chris Smalling now, who clips it down the right touchline. Lingard was in an offside position. Maybe they just rushed that just a little bit too much, and it goes through to Petr Cech. You're listening to Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can watch the goals and the highlights from this afternoon's Premier League games on the Sky Sports app at no extra cost if you're a Sky TV customer with Sky Sports.
Well, they initially did really well there, Sam. They turn the ball over, get into Arsenal's half. The opportunity to cross the ball was on. Romelu Lukaku was alone in the Arsenal box, so Jesse Lingard and Martial didn't take it.
Sanchez trying to elevate the ball towards Ramsey. Comes back to Sanchez into the box. He was taken down there by Marcus Rocco. Sanchez tried to roll into the box. Don't think he quite pulled that off. And there's going to be a free kick to Arsenal just outside the penalty area. It's a little bit wild from Marcus Rocco, who is a little bit wild at times. He's only just coming back from a knee ligament injury. It's his third appearance after returning.
Yeah, I don't think it's a worse foul, if anything. Maybe a little bit too close for Sanchez to whip this over. I'd expect Mesut Ozil. He's got the ball in hand and it looks like he wants to take it. I mean, we're just saying there, Man United guilty of gifting Arsenal an opportunity. It was Chris Smalling. They initially worked it in. There was the chance to cross it. They used all the game experience and know-how and knowledge to keep the ball and build pressure in Arsenal's half. And then Chris Smalling just hit an aimless ball towards Jesse Lingard, who was offside. He had to leave the ball, and that allowed Arsenal to get back on the front foot. And a little bit of laziness from Marcus Rojo. Maybe it's a little bit of lack of match practice, lack of match fitness, and it presented Arsenal with a free kick right on the edge of the Manchester United box, and for a left-footed taker. I mean, the concern is how do you get it over the land of the Giants quickly enough to get it up and down? Well, maybe the route is to go underneath this wall. When you're this close, sometimes the best route is to wait for the wall to jump and go under it or round it.
2 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 appearances against Manchester United for Mesut Ozil, who has been linked with a move to Old Trafford. He's standing over the ball on the right edge of the penalty area. He clips it left-footed towards the near post, and it's headed away by Ashley Young, who was retreating from that wall to get it clear. Manchester United then smuggle it to halfway via Matic, up over through the centre circle, and Bellerin gets it back to his goalkeeper.
Well, just due to the sheer size of the Manchester United wall, you could see Mesut Ozil was concerned about hitting it hard and getting the ability to get the ball up and down. Yeah. Such was his proximity to the goal. So he decided to go for height, and obviously going for that height, it takes a little bit of the pace off the ball, which allowed Ashley Young to run back onto the line and head it off. And I think, to be honest, if Ashley Young wasn't there, I'd have expected David De Gea to get there and save that. There was not enough pace on that from Mesut Ozil, and to be fair, I did say that the Man United wall may jump, and it would be an option for Sanchez and Ozil to go under it, but Chris Smalling and Paul Pogba stood perfectly still, almost like they were anticipating Arsenal to attempt that.
Yeah, they covered a few bases there, didn't they, Manchester United, with the way they set up from that free kick. They had the wall, half of it jumped towards the near post, the rest of it stayed flat, just in case he did decide to go under it. And as you say, because of the fact that he had to try and get it up and back down again, he went for a loopy one rather than with any real pace, and that's how Manchester United managed to get it clear rather easily. It's still Manchester United 0. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2. 31 minutes on the clock. You're listening to Talk Sport here on this cold December day in North London.
Arsenal fans wish it was Manchester United 0. So.
Yeah, they do, but it ain't. Here is Alexis Sanchez, plays the ball down the left-hand side, a couple of yards in from the touchline. Kolasinac back to Alexis Sanchez, who is wearing gloves. Ozil onto Kolasinac, back to Sanchez again, tries to tuck it into the near post. Oh, missed by Lacazette, gets a second bite of the cherry, goes round De Gea, still not in, hits the crossbar, comes back into the 6-yard area. It's slammed goalwards by Xhaka, and it's wide. How did they not score there, Arsenal? They had several chances. Lacazette seemed to take an age. It was almost like Vicarage Road all over again, but it was Arsenal doing the fluffing of the lines inside the 18-yard box, and Lacazette was guiltier than anybody else.
And they just haven't taken advantage of that little bit of good fortune. I mean, it's a little give and go between Kolasinac and Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez plays a ball, it deflects aimlessly, I think, off Chris Smalling's knee, but straight into the path of Alexander Lacazette. He scuffs his first shot, the defender misses it, he gets a second opportunity, and to be fair to David De Gea, it's a wonderful save. He's not expected to save it. The ball bounces up off David De Gea, hits the Manchester United bar, bounces out to an Arsenal player, phenomenal defending again. It then falls to Granit Xhaka. You expect the net to ripple, and he puts it into the side cordons. Big chance for Arsenal, that.
Cracking save from De Gea, spooning it up onto the bar. Here is Ramsey. Arsenal coming forward again, looking to try and drag themselves back into the game before half-time. 33 on the clock. It's still Manchester United who lead by 2. They're on the counter-attack now, and Pogba has been sent down the right side by Martial.
Here's the goal.
And 2 of them at the back post are waiting for the ball in the centre. It wasn't a great ball in, but it was almost helped goalwards by the retreating Kolasinac. But luckily for Arsenal, Cech dived to his right and smothered it before Lukaku could get there. And that's the danger for Arsenal, committing so many men forward, trying desperately to get back into the game. A couple of times Manchester United have been in, and maybe they should have been further ahead.
Classic counter-attack, great ball from Tony Martial, whips it into the channel, Pogba runs in, and you know what, Peter Cech deserves an awful lot of credit there. A lot of less inexperienced goalkeepers maybe would have charged towards Pogba. Cech kept his composure, kept his cool, stayed in the middle of the box and attempted to read the cross which made Pogba just worry about where he was going to deliver it. He ends up putting a bad ball in. It then deflects, and Cech's able to save it due to his know-how and his game knowledge. He didn't panic. He stayed in the middle, and he's just kept his side in this football match.
Well, it's a good job that Manchester United are very good at sitting back and defending, because it looks like they're going to have to do a hell of a lot of that, but it does give them the opportunity to escape on the counter-attack. They're being pinned in to their 18-yard box again. Arsenal have the ball. It's with Alex Iwobi, a first-half substitute for the injured Mustafi, who went off after the second goal was scored, and it's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2, and you are listening to Talk Sport. We're at the Emirates on what has been already a really fascinating day in the Premier League, with Tottenham dropping points, Eden Hazard inspiring Chelsea to a victory in the early kick-off at Stamford Bridge. Liverpool absolutely superb again today, 5-1 winners away at Brighton, who don't usually concede goals. They did today. And Stoke getting a vital victory for Mark Hughes. They beat Swansea by 2-1. Corner to Arsenal again. From the left-hand side, they'll take this one. It's their 6th of the game.
This is why people love the Premier League. It's what a contest this is. You know, in what other league in the world do you see this level of performance from both sides? We've got a phenomenal game in store here.
Next goal's massive for whoever gets it. Here's Sanchez delivering the ball to the far post, spilt by De Gea, who collided with his own man and Chris Smalling. It's scooped away towards the far touchline. Lindelof is chasing. He prods it with his head out of play, and it's away for an Arsenal throw, level with the edge of the United penalty area. Arsenal on the attack, shooting from right to left. They trail by 2-0. It's Iwobi into the feet of Lacazette, trying to turn, scooping the ball forward. It comes to Özil, hits it first time, and he toe-ends it straight into the path of David De Gea, who just drops to the floor and gathers it into his chest.
Yeah, great technique from Mesut Ozil there. Half volley, edge of the box, keeps it low, but it's unfortunately for him, it's straight at David De Gea. If it had been either side of him, it might have caused him a problem. Still would have expected them to save it. I mean, Arsenal have had a number of corners, Sam. I don't know about you, but they're just whipping them in. So they're whipping them into the Manchester United 6-yard kind of penalty area.
Going to be difficult with those big guys.
Well, Man United are getting the first contact on everyone, and I know they've kept it alive a couple of times and caused problems, but surely the opportunity to play that little short one with the likes of Sanchez, with the likes of Ozil and Iwobi now on the pitch, play that little short corner, move that Manchester United zonal wall, and then attempt to put it in on the second phase and cause them problems, because Manchester United are just eating up this first delivery from a set play.
Pogba's done really well to rob Sanchez of the ball down this near side. He's then attempted to clear, but he's given it back to Özil. Özil sends it across the 18-yard box to Iwobi, who shoots, balloons it high over the top.
Spoons it.
And it's out for a goal kick. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Get the Sky Sports app with enhanced features, including a timeline function allowing you to check out the key incidents during Premier League matches. This is TalkSport. Joey Barton is alongside me this afternoon, and he'll be taking your calls on the full-time phone in straight after the game. Is he looking at me as if I'm mad? Are you not doing that?
I didn't know I was doing that.
Are you not? Is he doing it tonight?
Am I doing it? Am I? Yeah.
Dex says you are. 08717 2233 44. That's the number to call. I tell you what, I'll go down at half time and get you something nice to eat.
You'll be on an early dart again, Matt, I face, no doubt.
Don't worry about that, mate. I'll be having a scoop by the time you finish.
At least I'll miss all the traffic. I'll be on the tube, so at least I'll miss all the Arsenal fans crying on the way home.
Yeah, they're probably going about 10 minutes time if it stays like this. 37 minutes gone. It's still Manchester United who lead by 2-0. Ball into the box down the right hand side. There was a foul there though, as they went to progress. Bellerin with a little elbow stroke shoulder into the body of Ashley Young. Andre Mariner encouraged by his linesman to give a free kick, and look at that. There's a little feather touch there from Bellerin, and Ashley Young knew exactly what he was doing to win the free kick.
And he does know that route really well, Ashley Young, from ground to floor, doesn't he? You don't have to make much contact with him.
Floor to ground,
either way, really. You know what he's like. He does go down quite theatrically at times, but very smart play from him there. Feels the contact from Bellerin, bites the dust, makes the referee's mind up for him. I mean, we just set up saying the next goal's key, because I think if Man United score the next one, we could start the Wenger out brigade could be in full flow again in this stadium. It doesn't take much to get them at it, does it?
Keep your eyes peeled, because I reckon they've just kept those ones those leaflets that they had from last year in the back pocket just in case, because it does turn very quickly at the Emirates. Here is Valencia down the right hand side trying to get into the area. Looks for Lukaku. Ramsey stopped him from doing so because a square ball was cut out by the Welshman. Now in the right wing position, Lukaku is harassing Monreal. He's won a throw-in. He's given away a throw-in on this near side, but he's penned Arsenal back in their own half. We've played 39 minutes of this first 45 on TalkSport. Manchester United leading here by a goal from Valencia after 4 minutes and one from Lingard after 11. Mustafi's had to go off with an injury sustained in being robbed of possession by Lingard, so they changed the shape. They're playing a back four now rather than the back three with which they started. Here is Monreal across to Koscielny. He kicks it forward down the right hand side. He's got support from Bellerin, who takes it on halfway now. His first time ball is onto Iwobi trying to turn, gets it, runs, pokes it onto Bellerin, who gets into a right wing position, twists and turns, but Ashley Young is wily, nabs it, takes it away from him, and then that's a crunching challenge on Anthony Martial over on the far side by Granit Xhaka, and I'm not sure that the referee was entirely convinced that was... that's late. I mean, I've just seen a replay of it. I thought it was a bit hefty the first time.
But he gets the ball, Sam.
He gets the ball, but then he takes away the legs. I don't think that's a consideration anymore, is it? Just getting the ball.
It's contact sport, mate. Man's game. He gets the ball. And I can see what you're saying. He does go sliding, but his first contact with the ball, he knocks the ball out of play, and his momentum then carries him into Anthony Martial. Mustafi gone off with an injury. Have we had an update on that, or is it just embarrassment?
Dex on the charge. He's on the hunt.
I think he's been there.
Yeah. I think he overheated with red cheeks.
I mean, the only thing it could be is if Lingard stepped on the back of his Achilles or something, or whether he had a knock coming into the game. I'm not sure. Let's
be fair to him. He went straight down the tunnel to get treatment. But here is Pogba helping it on to Anthony Martial. Great strength again by him, and he just pushed the ball away, and he felt he was being tugged back actually as he went beyond the first defender. But he looks in confident form at the moment, Anthony Martial, and I don't blame him. Here is Lacazette down the right hand side, moving towards the edge of the penalty area. A first time ball which is picked up by Ramsey, back to Lacazette into Sanchez. Lovely combination play, chested down by Lacazette, who got the return ball but couldn't bring it down. Away by Lingard, back there helping out his defence, scoops it out to the far side, and it's cleared by Ashley Young, but not before very quickly he's going to be shut down by Iwobi. There's a little deflection on the way through. It's out for an Arsenal corner right at the end of the first half.
And will they whip this in or take it short? What will Mesut Ozil do it? He's looking for the little short corner. Alex Iwobi's turned his back on him.
Well, the height of the Manchester United jerseys will be favoured again as the ball comes in towards the near post. It's picked up by United and cleared half away, back in by Sanchez, controlled by Koscielny on the turn, trying to fire it through the 6-yard box. Might come through to Aaron Ramsey. It's blocked brilliantly. Now, was that Valencia who got out to him and met him, or Matic? One of the two. They both went charging towards him. Someone got a deflection. It spiralled behind and out for a corner. If he'd connected properly with that, it was 2-1. Here's the corner. Quickly shifted in by Özil towards the near post. Big header away by Romelu Lukaku. Nodded down by Bellerin. Controlled by Monreal. Can they get a goal before half-time here, Arsenal? They trail by 2-0. Scored in the first 11 minutes of the game by Manchester United, who had a lightning start. Xhaka on the halfway line, just slowing slightly back to Monreal.
And you know what? Manchester United's desire to defend the goal, the bodies that are getting thrown in front of the Arsenal players attempting shots, it's great to see. It's proper defending. It's a real attitude, a real desire to defend your goal at all costs. And Arsenal just haven't had that, and that's the difference between the two sides. Just that ability to defend your own goal.
3-on-3 here if Manchester United move quickly. Here's Pogba running to halfway. He's got space for Martial on the left-hand side. Lukaku's now trotting into the centre. Martial's taken Xhaka out of the game. He's looked for Lukaku on the edge of the 6-yard box. Monreal was there, positioned himself superbly, got in front of the Belgian and managed to clear. Still 2-0 to Manchester United. Little clip from Pogba on the ankles of Özil. And a free kick has been given on this near touchline, halfway inside Arsenal territory. Just having a quick look at that replay from that last corner. again, the desire to defend everything. Manchester United players throwing themselves at everything. And even when they're not making contact, they're making the effort as much as they can to stop them. Well, here come Arsenal, running towards the edge of the box. Matic dives in. Did he bring down Özil? The referee says play on, clean tackle. Comes back to Bellerin. Lovely shot, brilliant save by De Gea, who springs to his right to keep it out. It's still alive inside the 18-yard box. Manchester United smuggle it clear. It comes back to Kolasinac now. Left-footed drive, goalwards, pushed aside by De Gea once again, and out for another corner.
Valencia there just ran and kept that in. It's gone out for a throw-in. What a desire to defend the goal, Man United. Been excellent in this first period.
Well, it isn't even a corner, as you say. Here's Özil inside the area, playing a 1-2 with Ramsey. Overhit it, went beyond and out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. I mean, that was superb goalkeeping from Manchester United. Bellerin's effort went storming towards the goal. A stretched right hand, got two palms behind it, pushed it round the post. And then Manchester United had to defend again quickly because Kolasinac was firing one towards goal. This time down low, took a bobble in front of the goalkeeper as well. He read it, pushed it away to safety.
I mean, a goalkeeper of his quality, David De Gea, their routine saves, I'd have been disappointed at either one of them beat him. He's that good. You know, he's arguably in the top three keepers in the world. Some will have him in number one. You know, but for sure he's in the shake-up to be one of the best keepers in the world. And they're bread and butter saves for him. Arsenal hit the target, but the shots from 20-25 yards. And if anything, I think the Kolasinac one would be a bit more difficult due to it just hitting the ground in front of him. But again, it's routine, and it must fill you full of confidence. You're seeing the desire to defend your box. You're seeing bodies getting thrown in front of it, and then knowing that if anything does happen behind it, you've got one of the best in the world in nets.
Here is Xhaka down the left-hand side, trying to get the ball towards the edge of the box. Lacazette is fouled by Matic. He was retreating towards his own goal, and the referee is being surrounded by Arsenal jerseys here. They're protesting and suggesting that Matic should be booked. Matic has now been called over by Andre Mariner and is going to be spoken to. The ball had run loose. He wasn't intending to play the ball at all there, Matic, and he dragged his foot across Lacazette, and it's a free kick.
Yeah, wily old fox, and I think he's got lucky. I think the Arsenal fans are right. There's a legitimate shout for Nemanja Matic to be booked there. I think he's stopped the progress of Arsenal. They're on the front foot, Lacazette, and he just takes the opportunity to clip his heels and slow the game down. But Arsenal have been great since they've gone behind. You know, they've really took the game to Manchester United, as you would expect, but the danger's going to be keeping that back door locked and Man United not getting the third and putting this game way beyond Arsenal's reach.
In stoppage time at the end of the first half, here's a free kick. Alexis Sanchez towards the back post. Oh, Xhaka with an effort, comes off De Gea. Brilliant save by him. Still inside the area and not dead yet. It's still with Arsenal. There's a man who goes down in a crumpled heap in Arsenal red, but the referee says play on. It's picked up now on the right edge by Iwobi. Great defending by United. Ball into the back post, forced to Lacazette, brings it down, left-footed shot towards the far corner, another block, and it's hounded away by Manchester United.
Like a Royal Rumble in there. What happened there? David De Gea again with a wonder save. I mean, it's probably a foul by Xhaka. I think he pulls Romelu Lukaku over, who by default kicks the ball towards his own goal off his left knee.
Oh, what a save.
David De Gea reacts to it, one-handed wonder save to the bottom left-hand side of his goal, and then all hell broke loose after that. He just went mad in there.
What a great first 45 minutes we've had here in this game between these two big giants of the Premier League. It's Manchester United who lead by 2-0 as we approach half-time. It's been breathless stuff. The referee has given a free kick in Manchester United's favour, and David De Gea has certainly been the busier of the two goalkeepers, but it's still Manchester United who lead by 2-0. Lovely ball in by Sanchez towards Xhaka. Xhaka actually just sort of dragging Lukaku to the floor. He falls over, sticks out a left foot and a right foot. It cannons off the inside of his thigh, goes goalwards, looks like it's sneaking in, and it's pushed away by David De Gea beautifully.
I mean, it's a foul. Xhaka's fouling him. Lukaku falls to the floor, as you say, Sam, inadvertently directed towards his own goal. De Gea makes a save, but as the ball comes back out, such is Lukaku's desire, he's on his back like a spider in the bath, and decide to stick his left leg out.
Given away by Arsenal again. Here's Lukaku, edge of the area. It was Martial this time robbing them. It comes back to Lukaku after good work from Lingard, who's got it back again. He's inside the area trying to poke it through to Lukaku, just a little bit too heavy, and it goes through into the arms of Petr Cech, and as he tries to escape, the half-time whistle blows, and what a fantastic first 45 minutes of football we have seen. The Arsenal fans will not be happy, because despite the fact that they've won their last 12 Premier League home games, it might be an unlucky 13th after what we've seen in that first 45 minutes. Goals from Valencia and Lingard inside the first 12 have put Manchester United in control. At the break, it's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 2. And Adrian, it wouldn't have been 2-0 if David De Gea hadn't have been in such fantastic form in that first 45 minutes. He made a superhuman save from Alex Lacazette in that first 45 minutes. He also made a couple of good saves after that, including one from his own player, Romelu Lukaku, to keep it at Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0. And the start of the second half is almost upon us, and I wonder if either of these two teams, Joey Barton, will change their tactics in the second half.
Well, barring those two defensive lapses in concentration, Arsenal have probably been the better side. They've had 15 shots, 7 of them on target, to Manchester United's 2. But the scoreline is Man United are 2-0 ahead. So if you're an Arsenal fan, you take out them 2 moments, and realistically your team have played really, really well. I mean, the next goal, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's going to be vital. If Arsenal get it, then they're in the ascendancy and they get Man United on the back foot. And if Manchester United get it, you have to say it's probably game over. So, fascinating encounter. It's been a great first half, Sam. Hopefully we get more of the same in this second period.
Well, Mustafi is no longer in the Arsenal lineup because he went off after an injury in the first half, immediately after Jesse Lingard had scored the second goal of the game. And that means that they've already made one change in the match, Arsenal, and we'll go through the 2 11s for you in just a second. And we're underway in the second half with Arsenal shooting from left to right in this second half, and Manchester United from right to left in black shirts, black shorts and black socks. Their manager has got the uniform memo as well. He's dressed like the geezer who delivers the milk tray in the adverts from the early 80s. And Arsenal in those red-bodied jerseys with white sleeves and white shorts are attacking the goal away to our right. They start with Cech in goal. Back 4 now, Bellerin, Koscielny, Monreal and Kolasinac, Xhaka and Ramsey, then Iwobi, Özil and Sanchez behind Lacazette. For Manchester United, De Gea the goalkeeper, Lindelof, Smalling and Rocco, Valencia, Matic, Pogba and Young, Lingard, who's been very, very good again. He was on Tuesday night, Martial and Lukaku. Here's Alexis Sanchez trying to take on Lindelof down the left side for Arsenal as they come on the attack. He swells the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's aimed towards Iwobi, hooked away by Rocco, bounces up into the air after Lacazette chases it down. It's headed down by the Frenchman into the arms of David De Gea, who comes rather easily to the edge of his 6-yard box and then encourages his troops to get up to the halfway line.
He's got some leap on him, Lacazette. He's given probably Chris Smalling and Rocco about 3 or 4 inches there easily, and he was way above them when that ball came in. What's interesting for me is every time Alexis Sanchez has got the ball and gone deep and outside the Manchester United box, Victor Lindelof has followed him straight out. He's been very close to him. He's keeping the pressure on him. He's not allowing Sanchez to get a head of steam up and get a run at the Man United defensive unit, and he's just getting that little bit of pressure on them, which is stopping him having the influence on a game that we all know he can have.
It's not quite man-marking, is it? But he's sticking to him whenever he becomes active and dangerous. And Lindelof has been charged with certain responsibilities, you feel, tonight. It is 2-0 to Manchester United, and Arsenal have the ball inside the United half. It's across to Xhaka. Xhaka, long-sleeve jersey on. Across to Ramsey. Ramsey sends it down the right-hand side into Iwobi. Iwobi moves up towards the edge of the penalty area on the right side into Ramsey again. The Welshman flicks it back to the Nigerian, who runs into centre field before handing it off to Xhaka. Xhaka now down the left, where it's with first Özil and then on to Sanchez with the clip ball into Ramsey. Ramsey tucks it back to Lacazette, who's free in front of the 6-yard box and scores. Well, I couldn't understand why on earth Ramsey had nudged that back to Lacazette in the first place, because he was free on goal. It doesn't matter now because Lacazette has buried it. And inside the first 4 minutes of the second half, Arsenal are on the score sheet. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2.
And I think Aaron Ramsey felt he was offside. That was the reason he passed it back to Lacazette. We were just saying about Lindelof. He's tight to Alexis Sanchez, but not tight enough. Sanchez gets turned, dinks the ball in. Ramsey and Lacazette are clearly onside. It's a lapse from not Lindelof, Marcus Rojo, and Ashley Young. They play him onside. He just traps it back to Lacazette, and he won't have an easier finish. David De Gea can do absolutely nothing about that as Alexander Lacazette knocks the ball past him. We have a game on here at the Emirates.
Oh yeah, turn that volume up, don't go anywhere. If you've just come in from Christmas shopping and you're going to park your car just outside your house, don't move yet. There's still some developments to happen in this game. Joey said at half-time in the press room, this ain't going to finish 2-0. It only took 4 minutes for Arsenal to get on the score sheet. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. You're listening to Talk Sport. We're live at the Emirates. And Aaron Ramsey, with a really deft touch back to Lacazette, set it up beautifully for him. I mean, inexplicable really at the time. I thought, why has he just not rifled that home himself? But he's helped it into the path of Lacazette, who's managed to score his 8th goal of the season. Ball is inside the centre circle. It's picked up by Martial. Martial across towards the right-hand side. Now it's on to Young. Ashley Young sends it down the left, halfway where Matic is waiting for it. And then it's turned over once again. Here is Özil. On to Sanchez. Sanchez trying to poke it forward. It's Özil again on the left-hand side. Down the left it goes into the path of Kolasinac, trying to square it to Lacazette. He holds it up, turns, funnels it back into the 18-yard box, and Smalling manages to turn and clear it away and get it to halfway for Manchester United. Arsenal in search of an equaliser. Ball on the left-hand side with Lingard. Lingard to Young. All of a sudden the Arsenal fans that were very quiet towards the end of the first half are on their feet and screaming for their side to continue their stream forward. There has been a goal in the game at Ashton Gate for TalkSport. Here's Lawrence Mora.
Breakthrough for the home team. Bristol City 1, Middlesbrough 0. Great move this down the right hand side. Patterson whipped his cross to the back post, and there was Joe Bryan, the left back, charging forward, head it into the back of the net. Bristol City 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Top the post, and it's cleared away by the Arsenal defence as you join us back at the Emirates. Arsenal leading a charmed life because Lingard once again slaloming through the Arsenal defence. His shot spiralled off the arm of Cech and towards goal. It came off the post. Now at the other end, Arsenal attacking with Lacazette in the right wing position. He's found Iwobi. It's back out as far as Özil. Iwobi again. Now Lacazette right side into Iwobi. Bit of space, right-footed shot. Great save by De Gea. What a save again by the goalkeeper. And this is a fabulous, fabulous encounter between two of the best teams in the land.
We've picked up where we left off at the end of the first half. I mean, it's a game of basketball. This is not the football, the Mourinho football that we know. Jesse Lingard, a minute earlier, has a phenomenal opportunity. He's in one-on-one with Peter Cech. It's a great save from Cech. Lingard does everything right, tries to lift the ball over the advancing keeper. Cech sticks a big port out, stops it from going in. Then it's great defending from Arsenal on the goal line. Anthony Martial follows up. It's blocked by Monreal on the line. Arsenal go straight up the other end. Great little bit of interplay. It puts Alex Iwobi in with the opportunity to pull the trigger, and if anything, he strikes it too clean, Sam, and he hits it straight down David De Gea's throat, and it's a good save. But what a game of football we've got here.
Well, it's the 18th meeting between Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho, and the Portuguese manager has only lost 2 of those encounters, but arguably this is certainly up there as one of the best. It's gripping.
And before the Arsenal goal, I was tempted to say I'd seen Arsenal having those 15 shots, 7 on target in the first half. They'd had 70% of the possession, but Man United were leading 2-0. I said this is set up perfectly for Man United to absorb it and hit on the counter-attack. I was so tempted to say that to you, and then Arsenal scored, and here they go again.
Iwobi trying to get him behind to Young, who manages to hook it clear. There's been another goal at Bristol City. It's TalkSport's Lawrence Mora.
It's now Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 0. Patterson's the man who's got it. It was a breakaway goal after Middlesbrough had a free kick in the City half. Great bit of skill by Corey Smith. He sent Pack away. Pack fired it to the back post, and there was Patterson to fire it under the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 0.
Welcome back to the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can watch the Alexander Lacazette goal on the Sky Sports app at no extra cost if you're a Sky TV customer with Sky Sports. Corner to Arsenal, generated by Iwobi in towards the near post where Özil's delivery is headed away. It's picked up by Xhaka and all the way back to Monreal.
Starting to annoy me now. They keep putting it in, and every time Man United are getting the first contacts on the corners, they've got to do something different. Play one short.
Lacazette, Ramsey, then Sanchez, edge of the D, scoops it forward into the box on the 18-yard. On the edge of the 6-yard box is Iwobi looking for it. Rojo away. A back heel by Özil almost sent Sanchez clear. Across comes the big Sir Matic and brushes him aside. Then manages to stroke it out into open play. Martial's got support here. Matic provides it. It's forward to Lukaku. Whoa. If he'd tucked that round the corner, which is what he was designing to do on the edge of the centre circle, Pogba was free and running into an open half. It was stopped by Monreal. Here come Arsenal again. Sanchez into the box. Iwobi with a header. It almost hit him on the top of the head and went towards goal. It was easily saved by David De Gea. Game on the knife edge. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. We play 9 minutes and 52 seconds of an exhilarating second half.
Yeah, Nacho Monreal there. The gambler's equivalent of going all in. He squeezed right up.
Here is Lacazette receiving the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box, attacking the goal away to our right for Arsenal. Sets up Xhaka. Xhaka slides it forward, pings it into Xhaka, into Lacazette. Left-footed drive, saved by De Gea. Comes back to Sanchez, and another big save by the agile goalkeeper, whose reflexes are as sharp as a razor. Unbelievable double save from David De Gea. Here's Xhaka again, towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to get it to Lacazette, can't do so this time, drives it forward, past the post away to our right, goes out of play. Well, what a move that was. Xhaka pinging it forward to Iwobi, Iwobi to Lacazette, he got the shot in, which was saved by De Gea, came back to Sanchez, and Sanchez was thwarted by the Spaniard.
I mean, there's just no other words than absolute world-class goalkeeping. There's no other words for it, Sam. Initially, it's a phenomenal stop, low down to his right-hand side. The ball is almost underneath him. He gets a hand to it, manages to pull it out of his goal. Alexis Sanchez is on the follow-up, and there's David De Gea again to smother it and send it out wide. And he's been the difference between the two sides here. If Manchester United would have had a lesser goalkeeper, they'll probably be at a minimum level and probably behind in this football match. De Gea has been phenomenal.
2-1 to Manchester United. Here come Arsenal again down the left-hand side. It's picked up by Ramsey. Ramsey approaching the penalty box, onto Kolasinac, back to Ramsey. Ramsey back out wide. Chance for Özil to cross low through the 6-yard box, too close to the goalkeeper. De Gea is on it and smothering it down at the near post. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Well, it's been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, David De Gea. Some of the saves, unbelievable. The second one, just moments ago from Sanchez, I mean, it was with his right foot. He came out and he poked his right foot to block the shot almost at the point of inception.
Do you know, I think Marcus Rojo is very, very fortunate there. Something happened off the ball, and I've seen Alexis Sanchez just asking the linesman and the referee, as that ball was whipped in from Mesut Ozil, Rojo, I don't know whether he's tired, feeling the pace. He was at fault for playing them all onside for that Arsenal goal, and here he goes again. He's given a stupid foul away. It's just lazy from Rojo, very, very lazy.
It's going to get a yellow card, first one of the game.
I was just saying, Sam, as that ball come in from Ozil, instead of going with the runner, he decided just to stand on the back of Alexis Sanchez Achilles. It sent him to the ground, sent him tumbling. Fortunately for Marcus Rojo, the referee didn't see it, because I think if he did, Arsenal would have had an opportunity through a penalty to level this game up.
Well, it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. I just wonder, the amount of opportunities that Arsenal have had in this second half and the onslaught that Manchester United have had to contend with, how long is it going to be before Jose Mourinho reacts to that and makes some sort of change?
He's got Daley Blind on there, he's got Matteo Darmian on the bench. I think it's only a matter of time, because the amount of pressure they absorbed towards the back end of the first half, and the amount of pressure they're absorbing so far, it's only a matter of time before Arsenal score another goal.
Breathtaking second half. Here is Özil in the right hand side, left footed. He curls the ball towards the edge of the 6-yard box again. One of those superhuman sized Manchester United centre backs heads the ball away rather easily. There's a foul which has cost Manchester United one of their number.
I think it's Matic who's down holding his head.
Yeah, there was a collision between him and Koscielny, which has resulted in a stoppage. Arsenal fans not happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get this. Arsenal have had free kicks, they've had corners, and they keep putting the ball into land of the Giants. Man United are just getting the first head on everything and clearing the ball. They need a little bit of adventure. They need a little bit of imagination to try something else, because Man United are getting in, they're getting set, and they're dealing with the threat that is coming in from the initial ball. Arsenal need to do something different. This is bread and butter for Man United defence at this moment in time.
But they are, at the moment, suffering from a bit of an onslaught, and they have to be a little bit careful not to encourage that for the remainder of this game, because we still have half an hour to play, and it's Manchester United who lead, but only narrowly now. It was 2-0 at half-time. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 now on TalkSport with Sky Sports, and don't forget you can watch all the goals and the highlights from this afternoon's Premier League games on the Sky Sports app at no extra cost if you're a Sky TV customer with Sky Sports. Earlier on today it was really busy in the Premier League, where Chelsea started the day with an Eden Hazard inspired win over Newcastle. Brighton lost at home to Liverpool. Sam Allardyce's first game in charge of Everton ended in victory. Does that count as 2 now for Big Sam, Joe?
I think it does, because he was in the director's box and named as manager of Everton, and they turned a performance in, and I know I've been winding the Everton fans up on social media by not giving David Unsworth the credit. You know, I'm only joking. I am giving David credit. It's good to see him go out with a victory, because he'd had a torrid time whilst he was the boss, and he can now get back on doing what he's good at, and that's the younger players at Everton, and let Everton start to build again. But here we go on the counter with Manchester United and Jesse Lingard.
4-on-4 with Lingard moving over the halfway line out to the right, and Lukaku bundling his way past one defender, getting to the byline, trying to pull it back. Koscielny goes across, shuts him down. The ball bounces inside the 18-yard box, and Arsenal managed to bring it clear with Monreal up towards the centre circle, where it finds Özil scampering forward now. Iwobi goes outside him into the right wing position, produces a cross easily headed away by Rocco. Again, that was another example of an unnecessary piece of play from the Arsenal forward line. Getting it down the right hand side into a wing position is fair enough, but then deciding to toss it in at a height which is easy for Manchester United to deal with is not particularly useful for them.
Not when you've got Matic, Smalling, Rojo and Lindelof in there against Alexis Sanchez and Lacazette. I mean, you don't want the ball to be going early to them boys, because it's a huge advantage to United. You want it slipped in, you want it ball in front, you want a little bit of grass to gallop into where they can use the skill set and the pace.
Manchester United are trying
I was going to say that they're using all the gamesmanship they can to take this bit of momentum away from Arsenal here, Sam.
Crikey. We've only played 17 minutes in the second half, and Lukaku is now off that free kick, being penalised for a foul on Monreal. You're listening to Talk Sport. I mentioned some of the results, but Leicester also beat Burnley, but Burnley's still in the top 7. Stoke beat Swansea, really good result for Mark Hughes. Watford took the lead against Spurs, not so good for Paul Clement, it must be said. Watford took the lead against Spurs, held on for a draw. Spurs have now won just 1 of their last 5, and Alan Pardew started life in charge of West Bromwich Albion with a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace. 08717 2233 444. The 4-time phoning on with Danny and Clive Allen at 7:30 tonight. Here's Lingard picking up the ball from Lukaku on halfway. He's running at Koscielny. To his right, it's Pogba. Pogba picks it up now, moves into the penalty area, shrugs away. Koscielny pulls it through the 6-yard box. Jesse Lingard is there to tap it home and surely now win the game for Manchester United. Excellent touch, 3 yards out. Arsenal cut to ribbons. A wonderful counter-attack from Manchester United for the 3rd time of the evening. Pogba and Lingard in tow. Lingard's been fantastic at this. If there were any question marks as to why he was selected tonight, he has given everybody the answer. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3, and Lingard's got 2 of them.
Alexis Sanchez there, guilty of turning the ball over in the Manchester United half. United smothered out his bit of play, and then it's just a classic counter-attack. Lingard initially starts to break, plays it to Pogba. I mean, what's Koscielny doing? It's awful defending from Koscielny. Great strength from Paul Pogba to hold him off. He tries to win the ball when he's no need. He just needs to slow Paul Pogba down. Pogba shrugs him off and then has the class really to pick out a ball to Jesse Lingard. There's nothing Peter Cech can do about it. Very, very comfortable finish for Jesse Lingard, and Arsenal get back in the game and have shot themselves in the foot, and I wouldn't be surprised to get to see, and it looks like Jose Mourinho's shouting under Herrera, and he's going to shut up shop and try and take the 3 points back to Manchester.
I have seen Jose Mourinho for many, many years, but I don't think I've ever seen him celebrate a goal with as much gusto as that in a regular Premier League game. Maybe in cup finals, maybe in huge matches towards the end of the season, but in the first weekend of December, jumping up as he did, he knew how vital that goal was for Manchester United. Under the cosh, suffering a little bit, conceding opportunities, they've gone up the other end and re-established a 2-goal cushion. And it's Jesse Lingard who's got it. Jesse Lingard has now got 6 goals for the season, and he's got 3 goals in 2 games.
He's been getting a bit of stick, Lingard, as well, hasn't he? So it's nice to see him bounce back and shut a few of his critics up today with that.
I'm a bit of a fan of Lingard, it must be said. I backed him earlier in the season to get to the World Cup. Oh, shot by Sanchez. Almost takes everybody by surprise. Didn't take De Gea by surprise. He got down and pushed it away. Then there's a foul over on the far side. Well, certainly the Manchester United players thought it was a foul over on the far side, but that's not what's been given. Alexis Sanchez's effort is officially parried away by David De Gea. It breaks out into the right full-back position, and I think a free kick has been given over on that far touchline. Well, they wanted one on Valencia that hasn't been given. It's out for a throw-in, is it? No, it's actually gone out for a corner.
It's a corner to Arsenal. It's a great tackle. Kolasinac goes in with Antonio Valencia, both of them full-blooded. Kolasinac comes out on top. As he does it ricochets. You know, he wins the ball initially. It ricochets off Valencia and goes behind for an Arsenal corner. I mean, but you have to stop to come up for air, and what a phenomenal game of football this is.
Corner in towards the near post, headed away by Pogba. Back into the penalty area it goes, and Lacazette was always going to be offside there. He was as he touched it. Free kick is given to Manchester United as it came back into the box. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. Talk Sport with Sky Sports, and you can watch that Jesse Lingard goal on the Sky Sports app at no extra cost if you're a Sky TV customer with Sky Sports. And I mentioned to you earlier that you were talking about Jesse Lingard, and he's had a few critics, but he's one of those cogs you need in a team, isn't he? He's one of those alternative players you need in a side. He works incredibly hard, and he's got a knack of coming up with big goals.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player to have in your squad. You know, he's shown today just his value. Obviously come through the academy at Manchester. He's a Manchester boy, knows what it takes to play for the football club, and he's answered a few of his critics. I mean, I wouldn't say there'll be certain games when you probably don't want to play Jesse Lingard, but this kind of game where you need somebody to work hard both sides of the ball and offer a goal threat, as we've seen today, he proves that. I mean, if you're Arsenal, you've had 22 shots, 12 of them on target. You found David De Gea in inspired form. You've had 72% possession in this game, and you're 3-1 down at home. I mean, poor old Peter Cech, he's had 4 shots on his target. 3 of them end up in the back of his net, and he hasn't put a foot wrong, really, Peter Cech. So classic counter-attacking football from Man United. And if you're Arsenal now, I mean, you've just got to go for this, and there's no way this is going to finish 3-1, Sam. Not a chance.
Has every single one of those Manchester United goals come from an Arsenal unenforced error?
Well, it tends to. Somebody's got to make a mistake usually for a goal to be scored. I mean, Alexis Sanchez is trying to make something happen in the opposition half. I mean, the first 2 goals they give away are soft, but you have to give Man United credit for the ruthlessness that they showed in taking the chances.
Here is Özil getting the ball back on the edge of the area, slamming it goalwards. Herrera's on, by the way. He's replaced Anthony Martial, and that will be for the final 22 minutes of this game, which Manchester United lead by 3-1 at the Emirates. Poor ball forward by Sanchez, cut out by Rocco, picked up by Lingard. He puts the afterburners on and speeds away up towards the halfway line. He tries to go beyond Xhaka, who shuts him down. Then he has a little dance with Bellerin. And the referee, Mariner, just turns around to Jesse Lingard and says, oi, careful. Here's Ramsey onto Lacazette, right edge of the area, down the right side he goes, gets to the byline, tries to produce a cross, does produce a cross, but it runs right through the 6-yard box, too high for everybody, and it's cleared away by United in the right full-back position. Here is Victor Lindelof, big money signing in the summer. Took him a while to get his place in the Premier League team. That wasn't a great ball forward by Valencia. Manchester United have got away with it. Ashley Young has taken over down this left side. Little poke up to Lingard. He drew 2 players away there, Ashley Young. That was superb by him. On to the Pogba it goes from Lingard. They're now halfway inside opposition territory. Herrera takes it on. Runs away from Özil. Özil with a tackle which crunches Herrera to the floor. And a free kick is given in Manchester United's favour.
I think Lingard's down here again. Herrera's down on the turf after that challenge. Jesse Lingard's pulled up on the edge of the box. It'll be a yellow card probably for Özil. Bit of frustration creeping into the game. I mean, Man United have got that in the side. They've got the counter-attack and threat. The game plan so far has been to sit on the edge of their own box. They've relied, as we spoke earlier, about David De Gea's brilliance at keeping the scoreline in United's favour. And here comes Danny Welbeck now for Granit Xhaka, and this is a really offensive change by Wenger, and he's got no option really. He's got to go for it, Sam.
Xhaka is off, Welbeck is on. Let me give you the latest odds from Betfair Matchday Live's official betting partner on Talk Sport. I'll do that in just a second because we have a free kick here, just 8 yards in front of the centre circle. It's picked up by Herrera, clipped forward, looking for the run of Valencia. On the right side is Pogba fighting with Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez goes to ground, the ball is hooked away to halfway. Matic engages, wins the ball ahead of Lacazette, who looks to have picked up a little bit of a bump in that collision. And the ball is out on the far side. And was it kicked away by Pogba over on that far touchline? Lacazette claiming that he was elbowed by Nemanja Matic. Certainly the arm came across the chest, but I don't think there was too much in that. I'll go back to the odds for you. A £25 pre-match bet on Manchester United means you can cash out now for 66 quid. The latest odds, Arsenal 20 to 1 to go on and win the game. United 13 to 2 on. The draw 6 to 1. You can cash out on single or accumulator bets to take your winnings before the end of the match. It's available on selected markets. Conditions do apply. Full terms and conditions at betfair.com. 18 plus. Please gamble aware. And you and I usually have a conversation in mid-afternoon in which you say to me, oh, what's your favourite stat today? And here's my favourite stat. The last time Arsenal lost at 5:30 on TalkSport on a Saturday afternoon was November 2014. It was against
Man United.
Correct. Ball is behind and away for an Arsenal corner after a break down the right-hand side. Xhaka not on the pitch anymore. So
I thought you were going to do me a treat there, and it was like Norwich or something like that. And I jumped in 2-footed to the Man United one. Wouldn't be the first time I'd gone in 2-footed.
Won't be the last either. Özil in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, clears it away up towards the halfway line, and Manchester United get the ball away from any real danger. They have it in centre field. Ramsey fighting for it, but it breaks to the left-hand side, and Ashley Young has got the speed to get away from the first man, Özil, and then Bellerin, keeping his foot in, is going to get a yellow card. Again, Ashley Young knowing exactly what he was doing there, Joey.
Showed a great burst of acceleration there, Ashley Young, to leave behind Mesut Özil.
He's brilliant though, isn't he, Ashley Young?
He's been great. I mean, he just flicks it round, uses all his experience. I mean, Bellerin commits and doesn't get the ball, and if you do that, you end up in the referee's notebook. Tell you what, he gets some airtime though, Ashley Young, doesn't he, if you kick him. Doesn't half go high in the air. He must have the lightest legs in the world.
He's tiny, isn't he? You know, so once any sort of touch at speed, that's it. He's up in the air and far away. Olivier Giroud is going to come on. That's a mistake by Monreal. The ball went looping up towards the edge of his own 18-yard box, and he allowed it to bounce despite the proximity of Romelu Lukaku. That could have been real trouble for Arsenal. Just started to lose their way. Manchester United have started to be a little bit more conniving, and they've started to really disrupt proceedings here and made sure that they can't find their rhythm, Arsenal, after they scored that third goal.
I think we're going to see Jesse Lingard withdrawn here. He's had a couple of times he's sat on the turf, maybe a bit of cramp and maybe a little bit of a niggle for Marcus Rashford, and it looks like the beard of Giroud is warming up.
Yes, he's stripped and ready for action. Here is Pogba. Lovely little bundle away from Bellerin. Oh, is he going to give a free kick for Bellerin here? The referee is. And Pogba is going to be spoken to by the referee.
This might be a red card.
This could be a bit of trouble, actually, you know, because look at the body language of Andre Mariner, and Ashley Young is now going over towards the assistant, and Ashley Young's come over towards Jose Mourinho now. He's going to send off Paul Pogba, I think, here. He's gone for the back pocket, and the red card is coming out, and Pogba has been sent off. Now he's clapping his hands, Pogba, here, and he's not happy about it at all. Ashley Young, I mean, he's such an intelligent footballer. He knew what was happening. He ran straight over to the bench and said to Jose Mourinho, it is going to be a sending off.
And it is. For me, it is.
Just explain what happened here. The ball ran away from Pogba. He stretched with his right leg, completely missed it, went over the top of the ball, and his studs landed on the back of the knee of Bellerin. Is that a red card?
I mean, it is a red card. Paul Pogba can have no complaints. His first touch gets away from him. It's a bit heavy. Andre Mariner, to be fair to him, is in a phenomenal position to see it. I mean, the fact that Hector Bellerin makes his challenge so unorthodox, he kind of makes it like a goal. He kind of makes it like a goalkeeper,
like a Neuer save.
Yeah, where he puts his knee behind him. Pogba overruns it, and his foot, it's low, and it makes contact with the back of the knee. But I mean, it's a harsh sending off. But by the letter of the law, it is a sending off. I mean, Man United, I think they were going to take off Lingard and put Rashford on. That now looks to be in the midst, and it looks like Matteo Darmian's been stripped off here, Sam, and it looks like he's going to come on and play some kind of role. But Man United were cruising. There's 15 minutes plus stoppages left in the game, and from nowhere they give Arsenal the impetus.
And Arsenal are now playing against 10 men, and it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. Paul Pogba has been sent off. Here is Lacazette out to the right side, and Bellerin away by Rocco, clears it upfield. And again,
the more and more I look at it, the more and more I think it's harsh. I think he does overrun it. There's no malice in it. I don't think he intends to cause harm to Bellerin. Bellerin's unorthodox way of defending it is what causes the referee to have to send them off, because he does make contact with the knee area of Bellerin, although his knee is on the floor.
Goal at Ashton Gate. TalkSport's Lawrence Mora.
Where it is Bristol City 2 and Middlesbrough 1. Borough back in this thanks to a bizarre own goal by Magnussen. It was just an easy ball lofted into the area by the Borough attack, and the defender Magnussen inexplicably just headed it past Fielding. Got his positioning all horribly wrong, and Borough back in it. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 1.
Cheers, Lawrence, thank you very much. The changes have been made. Darmian is on, Lingard is off, and do you know what? They whether you like gamesmanship or you don't, and the Arsenal fans will not like it at all, but Manchester United managed the game brilliantly on the field, and Ashley Young is certainly at the heart of that. He was orchestrating everything with Jose Mourinho on this near side when he knew that red card was coming out. Immediately he turned to Jesse Lingard and said, get yourself as far away as humanly possible from this side. Lingard went out to the far side because he knew he was going to be substituted, and it took him an age to come off, and they wasted precious seconds. Well, you like it or not, that they're intelligent in the way that they do it.
Well, the winners, they know how to win titles. You know, they've got enough winners in the group. We're seeing other sides throw leads away, and this Man United group, usually when they get in front, or Mourinho group, know how to close out football matches.
You have 10 men, and here come Arsenal with that. Alex Iwobi down the left-hand side, couldn't keep it in. It goes out for a throw opposite us. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. You're listening to TalkSport. There are 13 minutes left of play. The rain coming down here now relentlessly overhead at the Emirates Stadium, and what has been a really fascinating game between these two wily old managers who do not get on. The rivalry is intense between them, and Manchester United at the moment heading for all 3 points. Lukaku fighting with Koscielny, and he takes the ball out of play over on the far side after out-muscling the Frenchman. You know, Arsenal had only conceded 4 goals at the Emirates before today, and 3 of those came on the opening night of the season against Leicester. But they've been breached 3 times. Here comes Alexis Sanchez trying to drag them back into the game. Down the left it's with Alex Iwobi. Iwobi back to Sanchez, and then on to Özil. Özil 10 yards outside the box now, left-footed, drips it forward. It's headed away by Rocco. Matic into the air, down by Welbeck, who then helps it into the centre. Ashley Young Maybe it hit his hand there. The referee says play on because Arsenal have it. Ramsey again trying to take on Matteo Darmian. Darmian twisted and turned by Ramsey. The ball is delivered to the back post. Easily headed away by Lindelof. Picked up by Herrera now, who's running clear but doesn't really have too many options in front of him. So he runs towards the centre of the United half, sends it wide, waits for Valencia. Valencia holds on to it in that Manchester United black kit. Getting not difficult to see, but a little bit foggy out there as Valencia goes down the right-hand side and Petr Cech comes out brilliantly and sweeps up for his defence. And you mentioned earlier in the first half there was an opportunity where he could have come out and didn't because he was experienced enough to have read the situation perfectly. That occasion he elected to come, and when you come you have to get, and he certainly did.
Well, Valencia had sprung the offside trap. It was a great ball from Ander Herrera to put him in. Credit to Petr Cech, he read the situation and got his back. His two centre-halves, because it's not a back four anymore, they're all advanced, but his two centre-halves, Monreal and Koscielny, out with trouble. Because without that, it would have been Valencia either going in one-on-one himself or squaring it to Lukaku to tap it into an open net, and we still have a game on here.
Now, Manchester United lead by 3-1. And we're going into the final 10 minutes of this encounter, this huge Premier League battle between the Gunners and the Red Devils. Here is Welbeck trying to turn away from Matteo Darmian. On to Ramsey. Down the left side is Iwobi. Back to Ramsey. Bit of space. They've got to get out to him to block it. They do. And it's pushed away. And you know, the reason I said that was because you knew that that's what Manchester United were going to try and do as soon as Ramsey got the ball on the edge of the area and was in some space. Arsenal coming forward again. You know, they've been very good going forward today, Arsenal, but haven't managed to find enough finishing touches, and they've been too easy to breach on the counter-attack, which is why they're trailing here. Here's Welbeck down the right-hand side, trying to nudge it back to Özil. The German sends it back to Welbeck.
Are you alright, mate? Sends it back to Welbeck. It's now out with Nacho Monreal on the left-hand side. I'll cover for you, mate, don't worry.
It's one of those sweets that you've been hawking around today. Got stuck in my throat.
I thought you swallowed a fly there.
Yeah, could have been that. Let's go with the jellies. Here's Sanchez. Looking for Lacazette. Into the air it goes. Manages to help it on towards Özil. Brings it down instead himself. Hits it against Rocco. His hands were up, but it didn't hit them. And it comes back to Özil. Sends it towards the far post. It's going to fly out for a goal kick.
Why are you crossing the ball in against the giant in the Manchester United box? For a world-class player, some of the decision-making from Mesut Ozil this afternoon has been bizarre.
Well, he's been in good form recently, hasn't he? And, you know, he's been lighting up this place. But again tonight, you know, massive game. The world's eyes are upon him. And occasionally the decision right at the very last has been the wrong one.
I mean, they're building pressure in areas, and he's clipping it in high in the air again for, you know, Lacazette. It's fair enough if Giroud was in there, but Giroud's labouring out on the outside of the box.
Oh, he is on, isn't he, Giroud? Yeah, we've hardly seen him touch the ball.
He wasn't in the
yet.
box, yeah.
8 minutes to go. Manchester United leading by 3-1. And time wasting as much as they can in between points, because the fact is they're down to 10 men. Here's Iwobi on the left-hand side. Monreal joining the attack, takes a little deflection. Was that off a hand? The referee says no. And it goes into the arms of David De Gea. It's got to be deliberate. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. TalkSport with Sky Sports. A little bit later on tonight, by the way, it's 7:30 over on 2. We've got live commentary from La Liga. Athletic Bilbao against Real Madrid. Tomorrow, live Aviva Premiership Rugby, Harlequins against Sarries. On 2 at 2. And Sunday night, Monday morning, as always, on TalkSport and TalkSport 2, all of the NFL action. Here we're concentrating on Manchester United's pursuit of Manchester City, because they're going to go within 5 points of them unless Arsenal can come up with something magical. And they're securing back-to-back away league wins for the first time since April, Jose Mourinho's team. Here is Ramsey trying to approach the right edge of the area. Time ticking away. Only 7.5 minutes to go. It's picked up by Welbeck. Out to the left and Iwobi. Iwobi back to Welbeck again. Tries to shift it onto his right foot. Herrera is there trying to block it. It's a little block from Herrera, which took a deflection and sends it goalwards, and backpedaling De Gea has to finger it over the top and away for another corner.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck just works a yard on the edge of the box. It's good defending from Herrera. He sticks to his task. As Welbeck shoots, it catches the bottom of Herrera's calf, deflects up, and a comfortable tip over for David De Gea.
Here's the corner, easily defended again by Manchester United.
It's actually driving me mad, you know. It's actually driving me mad. Sanchez and Ozil, every time they got a corner, have tried to whip it in. Man United have just headed it straight back out.
Here's Sanchez again down the left side. Another ball into the box, which is headed away by Rojo this time. Picked up by Iwobi. Iwobi sends it towards the left, and Monreal is waiting. The Spaniard onto Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez with a flick into the box, headed away by Chris Smalling this time, and Iwobi's got it back. In fact, Bellerin and Iwobi are the only two players anywhere near the Arsenal half. Everybody else is camped on the edge of the 18-yard box away to our right as Arsenal try to drag themselves back into this game.
Yeah, classic case of attack v defence here, probably for the last 6.5 minutes in stoppage time. I mean, that's what we're saying, Sam. They've had 11 corners, Arsenal, and they put the ball in the box, and Man United have won 11 of the first contacts.
Here's Lacazette down this right-hand side, trying to get beyond Rojo. Rojo sticking to his task and pushing him back towards Bellerin. Bellerin into Ramsey. Ramsey with the ball towards the penalty spot. Header from Welbeck over the top of the crossbar. It was always going to be difficult to beat David De Gea from that sort of range, and he fired his effort over the top of the bar. Manchester United have been criticised this season, but, you know, you look at their goal difference. It's the best at this stage of a season for 17 years. It was 24 plus before today, so now it goes up to 26 plus. They've also got 11 more points than at this stage last season. They have kicked on, they've moved closer, but is it going to be enough to put pressure on Manchester City? City play tomorrow against Southampton. All the eyes of the Manchester United fans will be on that as they hope that Southampton can do them a favour. It's going to be difficult.
Like a mist that's descended over the Emirates here of like light drizzle, I think they call it, up north.
They must know that I'm going to be out in it for the next hour.
Well, you're going on your motorbike, aren't you?
Crikey. It's been dry all day. Here is Özil across to Ramsey, out to the left where it's picked up by Sanchez. Sanchez shifts it onto his right foot, tries a shot, it's blocked, it's collected by Young, and then it's out towards this near side, up to Lukaku, who tries to send it down the touchline and just, hits it out of play. And Arsene Wenger, in that quilt of a coat, which goes all the way down to his knees, just kicks the ball back towards one of his members of staff, and they get things back underway again, and again the red surge comes forward, but it's always being repelled by a big black wall on the edge of the 18-yard box from Manchester United. Here is Özil into Monreal, time ticking away, 4.5 to go now, 3-1 United. Here is Iwobi onto his right foot, trying a shot, blocked by Matic, who'd come out to try and stop it from reaching the 18-yard box. Claims of handball instantly waved away by Andre Mariner. Özil flicks it back in. Lacazette goes towards it. Lindelof away. Hooked further clear by Matic. And now isolated. Koscielny's fighting with Romelu Lukaku, who's got the wrong side of him, and he's dragged him down. That's going to be a free kick, and he could be in trouble too. It's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Laurent Koscielny, because there was a very, very long way to go. Jose Mourinho is going absolutely crackers. He believes that should have been a red card. He doesn't understand how that is not a sending off because he was the last man.
I mean, Romelu Lukaku just bullies Koscielny. They left one-on-one with him. The ball gets pumped up by Nemanja Matic. Lukaku shrugs him off, and he's probably going to be in one-on-one. I mean, Bellerin would be the argument for Andre Mariner. He'd be arguing that Bellerin's going to get over and give him a bit of cover, but
the law states it has to be a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. He's only just in front of the centre circle.
I mean, he's the last man.
It's not clear and obvious though, is it?
No, but he's the last man.
But that's not the rule. The rule is it has to be a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity.
Well, if he runs in one-on-one, you would say it is, isn't it? It used to be if you're the last man and you bring someone down, it's a red card. I mean, I'm not saying Koscielny should definitely have been sent off there, but you could easily see Andre Mariner reaching for the red card and evening things up. And I think that's what Jose Mourinho's getting quite irate about on the touchline. It would have been harsh, but you could easily see it happening.
Here's Giroud, edge of the box, can't get hold of it, away by Herrera, picked up by Welbeck, he's down the right side, he's clipped the ball back in field. Darmian, did he get a touch on that? He went down and didn't appeal though. The referee says no, shakes his head, comes back out to Özil, it's flicked away by Herrera. Here is Bellerin, up to Sanchez onto Özil. United down to 10 men but leading by 3-1. A header from Monreal goes looping into the air, and springing up to save it rather calmly and easily was David De Gea. Then there's a bit of a spat involving Herrera and Alexis Sanchez. They're at each other's throats.
The handbags are out. I mean, Darmian does well. He preempts that Welbeck's going to chop it back inside. He doesn't overcommit himself, and that's probably what saves him and Manchester United from conceding a penalty. Do you think it's a penalty?
He hasn't touched the ball. He's got the man's chopped back, and he's gone down.
Don't forget, it's against Manchester United, Sam.
Different rules apply, do they?
Well, they tend to.
I think that's a penalty.
Maybe against a Burnley or something they might have got that Arsenal, but not against Man United. I can't see that. And then I don't know what's happened between Alexis Sanchez and Ander Herrera, but they got the knickers in a twist, and both of them have ended up with yellow cards.
They have indeed. And it's now only 90 seconds before the end of the game, and Manchester United still leading by 2 clear goals. They are heading to within 5 points of their near neighbours.
Danny Welbeck's having a go at Andre Mariner, Sam. He believes that was a penalty, I think.
Having looked at it again, Joey, I'm pretty sure too. Here's Lukaku trying to get on the end of a ball played in by Valencia. Again, Arsenal not covering themselves in glory defensively. And eventually Cech comes out and receives it. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. Best defence, best home record, second best offence, third in the form table before today. But they'll be jumping above Arsenal in that after this. Things are going okay for Manchester United. Here's Lacazette down the right side, tries to tuck it back. Now again there was another challenge on Lacazette, this time down the right hand side, and the referee being beckoned by the supporters behind the goal to give a penalty. He said no.
No chance. Do my head in here, the Arsenal fans. Every time they go put a cross and hit someone, they're claiming for handball. Every time someone makes a challenge, they want a penalty.
Here is
the boy who cried wolf.
Welbeck onto Özil, back to Ramsey. Ramsey tries to tuck it down the right, and it's cleared away by Manchester United. 5 minutes of added time at the end of the game. What a game it has been as well, by the way. It's been brilliant to watch. It was helter-skelter at the start. Manchester United getting themselves 2 goals in front. Then it was all Arsenal, just all Arsenal. They got back into the game, 2-1, 49 minutes on the clock when Lacazette scored, and we thought we were in for a grandstand finish. And whilst they were going at it, hammer and tong, trying to get back on level terms, Manchester United, through Jesse Lingard, scored again, 3-1. That should be the game. Then Pogba was sent off for a foul on Hector Bellerin. Things changed again. Then there was the penalty shout, which Welbeck was claiming should have been given after a foul on him by Matteo Darmian, but yet it's still Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. What a great game we've brought you here on Talk Sport, and we will be bringing you more live football next week as well, on Tuesday night and Wednesday night and Thursday night, and next Saturday and Sunday too. Next Sunday, by the way, I'll be at Liverpool-Everton for the Merseyside derby. We've got Arsenal-Southampton the same day as well, a massive double-headed Sunday. What a fantastic Sunday that's going to be. And Saturday night, well, Joey, what are you doing?
I'll be on the beach in the Maldives.
Oh, I'm going to be at Norwich. You're not coming to Norwich?
Can I get back to you on that one?
Okay. Send me a text, yeah? Preferably not a selfie from the beach.
It's a hard choice to make. Norwich.
Me and you in Norwich, or you and the missus in Maldives. I mean, I know it's a conundrum for you. Conundrum here, which Arsenal haven't been able to solve. We're into injury time. 5 minutes of them at the end of the 90 minutes here. Arsenal now have got us restarted. It's picked up by Alexis Sanchez, scooping it forward down the right. Özil into the centre. Ramsey on the half turn, lashes the ball into the night sky, and it's way over the top and doesn't test David De Gea.
Manchester United.
Here's Rashford for the win bonus. Nice little win bonus for him here, getting on for the last minute or two. And he was due to come on before the sending off, to be fair to him.
He's coming on to replace Ashley Young, who again has been terrific.
Tremendous.
I don't think there's any doubt the man of the match, though, in the game, though, Joey. David De Gea certainly is going to be the one who picks up that award for the unbelievable number of energetic reflex saves that he has made during the course of the 90 minutes.
No doubt about it. If Manchester United would have had a lesser goalkeeper in, there's a good chance they would have lost this game today. At key times, the save he makes from Lacazette firstly, and then the follow-up from Sanchez was what the game turned on, really. Man United went up the other end not long after and put the game out of reach for for Arsenal.
And to just put to bed any of those accusations of Mourinho being boring and not knowing how to win a big game.
I mean, you don't win as many trophies as he has if you don't know how to win big games.
Here's Valencia down the right-hand side, tries to nudge it back towards Herrera. Herrera is shut out by a combination of Iwobi and Giroud, and Arsenal on the counter here. We're in injury time at the end of the game. 48 minutes have been played in this second half. We've still got a couple still to see out, with Manchester United leading by 3-1 despite being down to 10 men. A bit of pressure on Pep maybe ahead of tomorrow's game. Well, maybe not, but
Manchester
West Ham. West Ham. I said Southampton earlier. I meant West Ham. Sorry about that.
I don't think there's any pressure for Man City at home to West Ham.
You never know. The Premier
League. The way
League.
they played against Everton during the week. Everton can put 4 past you. I don't know what City will do to you.
Here is Özil into the feet of Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez across to Bellerin. Now it's on to Welbeck. Welbeck again cutting in on his left foot, looking for an opening. That's space for Alexis Sanchez. Again, Man United defending so well and doggedly, getting back and fighting for every single ball. It's flicked in by Iwobi towards the back post, headed away by Rajo, craning his neck to get it out of the penalty area, and it's cleared upfield. Ball out over on the far side. It's picked up by Özil. We're into the final few seconds here of the 90 on TalkSport. United about to go back to Manchester with 3 points. Here is Lacazette clipping it out towards the far side. Offside flag is up against Monreal, and it's out for a goal kick away to our right hand side. Another Jose Mourinho Arsene Wenger matchup heads back towards Jose Mourinho in the favour of the Portuguese. Manchester United will be in second position, 5 points back from Manchester City. There'll be 3 points and 10 goals ahead of Chelsea in third position. You can't argue with the job that Manchester United have done. Manchester City have just been absolutely phenomenal this season. It's why the gap is still so huge and could be 8 points if they beat West Ham tomorrow. We'll keep you in touch with that throughout the course of the afternoon on TalkSport. One last chance for Arsenal now as Giroud comes up over on the left-hand side, sends the ball into the 18-yard box. It's helped away by Smalling, chested back down by Giroud, who's in front of the Man United fans and is being taunted by them. Half cleared by Lindelof, picked up by Sanchez. Sanchez kept out of the penalty area once again. He's hardly had any time in it today. Such has been the defending from Manchester United. Welbeck from Özil into the box. It's bouncing around. It's cleared away by Lindelof. Further clear by Marcus Rashford. And there's the full-time whistle. What was that? Their pragmatism was handing it to City. Well, no other team has won more away games at Arsenal, and Manchester United are not giving up without a fight. It's a significant victory because it's the first win for Jose Mourinho away at the Big Six since he went to Liverpool with Chelsea 3 years ago, and absolutely vital because for now at least it closes the gap at the top of the Premier League to just 5 points. It has finished. Arsenal 1, 10-man Manchester United 3.